Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Gaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are the Let's Build videos? Well, Let's Build videos, I take a model kit and I will put it together and show you how it goes together. If there's any area of concern in regards to mold lines or any little fiddly bits that you need to be very careful of, you know, slipping them from the sprue, or if there's any bits that you need to do sub-assembly first, and then, you know, this is really a visual aid for you guys. It's also to help people that have difficulty reading the instructions or dyslexia or anything like that. For all my regulars here, guys, I would love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. Right, so what am I building today? I'm going to build this Kataphron Destroyer. Is that how you pronounce it? It's the Admech from the Imperium Magazine. It's just a lovely, lovely kit. And the first thing, as always, tools we need. Clippers, always the handiest tool. Scraper. Now I use a mold line scraper. Some people use a hobby knife or a scalpel or something like that, but I always use this just because I prefer it. And sanding sponge. Okay, as always, the first thing, oh sorry, it's a plastic kit, so it's plastic glue as well. As always, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the kit and see if we can see stuff and what's what and what's not. Now I can see the tracks straight away. I presume there's something to do with the tracks as well because they're the same sort of shape. Looks like a body part, you know, there's some arms and weapons and there's another body part there. Now my understanding is, from reading the instructions, some of this kit is to remain on the sprue because it's needed for the other two that are going to come along. Now I was going to leave this one until I have the other two and just do all three together, but waiting for the Imperium Magazine to arrive. I think I'm 2 months waiting on 2 months worth of issues. So I said, you know what, I'll just get on with this because I go from Indominus box to Imperium Magazine, then to St. Pile of Shame, then back to Indominus box. I've only got one unit left in the Indominus box to glue, which is the Eradicators. So I was tempted just to do them, get them out of the way, but I said no, the order that I do it, let me stick to that order. So we're going to start off with, we need number 1, number 2 and number 3. Well, I can tell by the picture straight away that these two are what we need. 1 second. Why is it telling me? Oh no, so there are, yep, 1, 2 and 3, even though the picture says 3 is meant to be this one, which doesn't make sense, but the picture's saying that one. Anyway, I'm going to snip these 3 pieces off and then give them a little clean down and come back to you again. Before I clean these down, I just want to show you this one. Now this is a bit of a pain to get out of the sprue. See that there's a bit of sprue to come off, and there's this bit to come off as well. Now, because I couldn't get the clippers directly into this, because I couldn't get the clippers directly into this bit in here, I cut it off up here, so it's easier to work with rather than having a big sprue. Just a tip for you guys, and give them a clean down. It's a bit of a pain in the backside to glue, so basically any shiny bit you see there is glue. It basically just slots in like that. Okay, one side seems to want to go on, the other side doesn't want to go on. There we go, that's better. Maybe it's just me. So that's the first half of it done. Now in the instructions it's telling me you do this bit and you do the man separate. You prime both of them, much like the Kataphron Spider that I did for the Necron army, and then you paint both pieces and put them together. Now I didn't do that with the Kataphron Spider, I glued it separately and then just glued it together and painted it. Then the next one we need is number 4, which is some sort of front panel piece. I was actually looking at these pieces. They're not part of this one, I don't think. I didn't see them anywhere on there, but I might be mistaken. So this is what we need, number 4. So we've just taken those 3 pieces. This is the next one. Between a backpack and a gun, number 4. And number 13, 2 of them, which is these guys here. In the corner there's 6 of them. So I'm going to snip those off and give them a clean down. They're going to be fiddly as hell to snip off, but there you go. Right, so a bit glue in there. Now those little things at the front there, number 13, they're the fiddliest little things to put in there. I didn't even bother giving them a clean down. I just chucked them straight in. They should just slot in like that. So there we go, like that, nice and easy. So now we have a little tank. It's not a tank, it's the body of the man. But as you can see, there's a few little lines there where they join. So what I'm going to do is take the glue, just run it along. I'm not squeezing it, I'm just using the excess that will come out the top. Run it along that little line. Some people are going to say, well, what does that do? That will melt the glue, melt the plastic, and as the glue dries, it'll just give it one smooth coating. There's one last thing, number 32, which is this bad boy. Okay, so I'm going to clip that off, give that clean down because that goes on the back side of the chassis. Right, so a bit of glue on the back side of it. Now, as you can see, the exhaust go at the bottom. So it's literally just clips on like that. At the bottom is a little lip, it just connects on. Nice and easy. That's the first half of that done. It's 5.5 minutes of filming. It's not even taken me 15 minutes to make that. I've actually spent longer waiting for the glue to dry than I had to clean it and put them together. This next piece is pretty straightforward. A couple of body parts. Yep, so I'm going to leave that to dry for a minute and then just start looking at the bits I need to get for the next section. Right, so I've actually glued them to the base. So what I need now is number 16, which is this piece up here, and number 17, which is this piece down here. Okay, so we've taken these middle pieces so far, 17 and 16. I'll clip them off and give them a clean down. Right, so there goes like that. It's a bit of a pain in the ass because it likes to slide, but what I'm going to do, as always, is just run the last little bit, glue out nozzle just down the join line, and that's melt and seed it, and just, so now I need to place that somewhere nice where it's not going to stick to anything or come apart. Has it come apart already? No, it hasn't. And then it's onto the next piece, which is number 14 and 15. There's number 14, which is the front body, and number 15, which is the back body, which is this part here. So again, I'm going to snip those off, clean them down, and then by the looks of it, they just, one slots into the other one. Yeah, nice and easy. So I'll stick those together. That's the easiest part so far, literally to just slot into each other nicely. The next part needed is 26 and 27. 26 is his backpack, which is this thing, and 27 appears to be, there's his backpack. 27 appears to be the same thing that's here, but the opposite way, which is, oh, there we are, this guy here. So this guy here and this guy here. Now these were the first two track bits he took out, so not that far away, as you can see. Again, straight on, not a problem at all. Very, very simple, very easy. So now we have 3 sub-assemblies, which is the body, the crane that the body sits into, and the backpack. Now it's telling me to get number 60 and number 49. And number 60 is his head, which is that bad boy there. So, yeah, it's that bad boy there. And number 49 is a little nubble bit. Where the hell is that? Right, there we are. Okay, so number 60, which is here. Again, that's what the tracks were to start with. So you're not, you know, it is scattered about up here, but it's not too difficult. I'm going to take them off and give them a clean down. Right, so it's telling me to do the backpack first. And the bit that I glued on goes up here like this. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay. So let me just get a bit of glue. And it goes on like that. So I have to hold that for a minute or two. Let me hold that and I'll come back to you and show you in a second. Right, so that's on, but I was meant to have actually loaded it into here first of all, which is my mistake. So that should go. Yeah, that goes in there like that. So I have to just put that in now, which is a pain in the backside, but something I love about plastic glue. If I mess up like that, I can easily just go to the next bit and just correct it, or just do it in a way that actually doesn't really affect how the model looks, because it's, I don't know why I was struggling this down, because this little bit here is where it's supposed to slot into. That's why I was having problems putting it on the backpack. Right, so that's there. If it wants to stay. What we had then, this side here is where number 49, I believe it was, the little knobble bit I can't pick up. That's where that goes, the size of that. The slots on there, and then his head slots on up here. And this was very tricky for me to realise which way it went. Like dropping it on the floor. Oh, now I've got to find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna glue it on, guys. Right, so the next piece needed is number 50, which is this piece here, the flamer, and number 55. Now I've scoured this whole thing about 3 or 4 times. There is no number 55 on here. Bizarre. However, there is a 54, and by looking at the instructions, where are we? There's 55 and there's 54. Yeah, they are. And by the looks of it, this side that we're looking at here, the little circle on the left hand side of it is the outside of the arm. So when we actually spin it around and look, that's the same, but it looks like the same. I think that's a misprint, which is a good thing that I'm here doing this and showing you guys, because I'm just going to have a quick look over. There is no number 55, is there? I cannot see a 55 anywhere, and that's what it's supposed to look like. There isn't a 55, unless I'm looking at it wrong or looking at it silly. There is no 55. So 57, which is a small arm, which is not the one we're looking for. There is no 55, so I'm going to take it as a misprint, either on the sprue or on the instructions. So I'm going to snip those two off and glue them together. So it's a good thing that I'm here, so don't panic, guys. Right, something else here, guys. Let me move that away. Okay, let's get my scraper and show you this little joint in here on the flamer bit. So I said, wait, it snapped. Very, very weak there, very flimsy. So just be very, very careful with that. So now I'm having to try and glue it and hold it together in place. I'm going to do that and come back to you. Right, whilst that's gluing, I'm going to start to build the gun arm, which is 40 and 41, which are these two, 39 and 38, which is this one. Okay, so these two, this one and this one. But 38 and 39 are the two pieces that we need first of all, because obviously these two, okay, just flip around so you can see, they just go together. Very simple. Again, this goes on very, very simple. Okay, so now I'm going to take the other two pieces off, which is again these two pieces, and just clean them down and glue them together. Very, very simple. Right, so all I've done is put the gun together, and then the front part of the gun slides into the back part of the gun, just a little bit there. And then we need 2 more things for this, which is 2 of these, number 43. And there's 2 little prongs that side, and they just slot in to the 2 holes there. So I'm going to snip those and try and give them a clean down, and then it's going to glue them straight in. In true style, I dropped one of those little bits. Yeah, one of these little bits, I dropped it. So I can't find it, so I take the other one off the sprue, which is a pain in the backside. But now I need number 42 and 48. There's number 42. Nice and easy. And number 48 is like a coils. Where are we? There. So one's here, and the other one's over here. I'm going to snip those off, give them a gentle sand down, and put them together, because this one here slots into the coil here. I'm going to be very careful with this because it looks very flimsy and weak. I'm going to do that and come back to you. Right, so I've put some glue on there. Okay. Now it should be something like this. It's been nice and easy when it goes. So I've got glue on my fingers. I'm going to go off camera and hold that in place. Now the way this connects to the gun is, it goes in this little section here, okay, and this little curvy section just slots in there like that, okay, nice and easy. Then you have to dry for a minute, because then this bit goes on his shoulder here, literally just slots in, and it should line up so that the coil comes in the back of him here. But let me just leave that to dry for a minute. Right, so I've glued the arm on, and that literally just lines up at the back. It needs a little bit of dab of glue and a little push, and it's sweet as. I'm going to just run some glue along this part, because this is the part that he sits in. Now make sure this is facing forward, that's the front, okay, and that just slots in like that, and there we go. Now, with the exception of the flame arm and him leaning sideways, so he's sitting there. Let me see something like that so you can see the wires hanging out. I think. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around with it. Right, so he's done. A very difficult build, not so much because of what parts are what, just because of fiddle parts. There's so many little fiddly parts. The claw arm this side, the flamer broke, which is an absolute annoyance. Let me just bring this up so you can see. There's actually some casting lines still there, so I'm going to wait for that all to dry. Then I think come over with the scraper and give it a gentle scrape down. I don't know, I might have to just drop a little bit of plastic glue along it, just to smooth it off and melt it down, because that's what plastic glue does, the little flaky bits like that. This arm was pretty easy to put together, apart from these little bits. Difficulty rating, out of 10, I would probably give this guy a 5, just because he's fiddly. The tracks are so easy to put together. There's still a few casting lines on there. I don't know if you can see that on camera. They're just annoying to get into, but again, I can get into that afterwards with a sanding sponge and just give that a little sideward swipe to get rid of them. But another little thing I can do with this model, actually, that's made it fantastic, because the tracks are all exposed up here. I could give the tracks a paint down, and then put a little bit of PVA glue on the tracks, and then put some gravel along them, so it looks like it's travelling through the ground. Obviously when the gravel's dry, PVA glue's dry, then give a little black paint down the gravel, and then give it a dry brush, still using drab, just to make it look like it's digging the ground up as it goes along. And also to let you know, there are still a heap of stuff on the sprue. From what I've read here, these are all parts needed to make the other two. Obviously there have been other sprue with other parts on them, which is I'm not looking forward to it, but when these eventually do make it onto the battlefield, no doubt there will be an absolutely amazing unit, and I'll be looking and going, oh, I need some more of those. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, if it's helped you, which I hope it has, because there's been a few bits on here that you know, would have helped me if I was putting it together. So guys, please hit like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Until next time, take it easy.